Protective styles make your hair grow. That's not true. That's not true at all. That's a lie from the pits of hell. I can promise you that. Number one, natural hair is dry and hard. Of course, that's not true. Natural hair in its own is not dry, not unless you do not moisturize your hair properly. Yeah, you're using water or a leave-in conditioner and then you're sealing it in with hair oils, then definitely your hair is not going to be dry. Yeah. Number two, oils are used to moisturize your hair. That's not true. I mean, the word moisturize comes from the word moisture, of which moisture means water. So water and oils don't even mix. So how can you use oils to moisturize your hair? That's definitely not true. The only time hair oils come into the idea of moisturizing your hair is once you've used your leave-in conditioner or your water to moisturize your hair, and then you seal in the moisture using your hair oils. Otherwise, hair oils on its own cannot moisturize your hair. You cannot use coconut oil or jojoba oil or olive oil or castor oil to moisturize your hair on its own. That's why your hair is normally dry, if that's what you do. Natural hair does not grow. Of course, that's another myth. That's not true. Natural hair definitely grows. That's why we are never bald. The only trick comes in when you have to retain the amount of length that has already come out of your hair follicles. Otherwise, natural hair grows, and that's why I'm never bald. Okay, the only thing is some people have genes that allow their hair to grow at a faster rate than other people, which is still okay. Otherwise, natural hair grows. I am a living testimony. It's not true. Now, natural hair is not for everyone. I don't think that's even logic. Like, no offense, it's not even logic. What do you mean when you say natural hair is not for everyone? Once upon a time, each and every one of us was born, and when we were born, we had hair on our scalps. Okay, at least I am assured, or at least I can promise you that everyone at the age of 1 year old was not relaxed, and we had hair on our scalp regardless of our hair types. So that statement is not even, doesn't make sense. Okay, the only thing is some people choose to relax their hair, which is totally fine. I mean, you can choose to relax your hair if you feel you don't want to embrace your curls, which is a topic for another day, but you definitely can't say natural hair is not for everyone. It doesn't make sense. Now, protective styles help your hair grow. That is not true. That is not true. Now, protective styles do not help your hair grow, because regardless of whether you do protective styles or not, hair will always come out of your scalp. Hair will always come out of your hair follicles. Okay, so that's not true. The only thing, or rather the only time we say protective styles are important is because they help us retain the amount of length that has already come out of our scalp, that has already come out of our follicles. Okay, so we are trying to retain the amount of length that we already have, that has already come out of our heads. Okay, so regardless of whether you do protective styles or not, hair will always grow. That's why I'm saying we are never bald. Okay, so the challenge comes in when we want to retain the amount of length that we have. We are trying to prevent breakage, a lot of breakage. Okay, so again, there's a difference between shedding and hair breakage. Shedding is normal, but we are preventing this amount of length from being lost. Okay, so protective styles only help us to retain length, but they do not help us to grow our hair. So whether unafanya protective styles or not, your hair will always grow. Okay, so long as you don't have something like alopecia, which again is another topic for another day, or so long as your hair scalp is not damaged, your hair will always grow. Okay, so protective styles do not help your hair grow. You must always grease your scalp. That is not true. Again, it doesn't work for everyone. There's some people whose grease their scalp and it works for them, and there's some people who don't do it and it still works. Now when I say greasing your hair, I mean using something like this. Now this is hair food, Beulah. It's on mine, it's for my sister, but it's Beulah hair food. Now I remember when I was younger, we used to use that to, you know, grease our scalp, but I came to realize it does not work for me, because every time I use grease on my scalp or any kind of hair oil on my scalp, it makes me feel itchy for so long, and I hate it. So in fact I haven't used any kind of oils or hair food on my scalp, and I am perfectly okay. So if it works for you, well and good. If it doesn't work for you, I mean, thank God again, it's okay. So it's not for everyone, it's not a must. You must always find what works for you, and that's okay. So again, like I said, greasing your scalp is not a must for everyone. And last but not least, looser hair curls are better than tighter and kinkier curls. That is not true. That is not true. And I mean, here is when hair comparison comes about and hair discrimination comes about. Why would you sit down and start imagining or start telling yourself, you know what, because I have 4C hair and my friend has type 3 hair, then it means that her hair is better than mine? Why are you even comparing yourself to someone else? Why are you even comparing your head of hair to someone else's head of hair? You know, I think comparison only comes in, or rather comes about, when you don't accept yourself for who you are. You don't accept your hair type for what it is. You don't love the hair type that God gave you, and then you're not confident about it. You're not satisfied, and that's why you have to look at someone else's head of hair and say type 4 hair is or rather type 3 hair is better than type 4 hair, or type 2 hair is better than type 3 hair. Why can't we just accept and embrace and love the diversity that comes with having different hair types? Why can't we just accept and love each other for what we are, you know, accept each hair type for what they are? It doesn't make sense. Once you accept your hair type for what it is and love it and take care of it, you don't have time to look at your neighbor and say type 4A is better than type 4C, or type 4A is easier to take care of than type 4C hair. I mean, ukijipenda na ujithamini, utakuwa unatembea kuangalia neighbor wako useme type 4 or type 3 hair is better than type 4 hair. Okay, so love yourself for who you are, love your hair type for what it is, accept it for what it is, and you won't have time to compare yourself to other people. Comparison is the stealer, or rather the thief. Stealer, Lord. Comparison is the thief of joy. Okay, comparison is what makes you feel lesser of who you are, or rather it makes you forget how flames you are about yourself. So every hair type is amazing, every hair type is good, and let's accept the differences that come about having different hair types. Okay, so about hair types. Okay, so yeah, so these are just a handful of the myths that you have in your natural hair community, and I'm curious to know, are there other myths that you guys have heard that I have not talked about in this particular video? If you have any, don't forget to leave them down in the comment section below. And if there are these things that I talked about, you feel like they're not myths, they're actually true, then definitely mention them down in the comment section below. And thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't already. And up until the next video, bye bye.